Hey everybody. Actually, I don't think anybody's here yet, so I'll just be waiting around. Well, I guess you get to see my face. Well, for whatever reason, my camera likes to not focus. Well, this might be, who knows? We'll see. So far, no one. Ah, hey Scott. Trip. Hopefully the video and audio are good. I had some issues earlier when I was trying to record some stuff and it just wasn't working very well. We'll officially get started here in a couple of minutes. Hi, Bob, Andreas. Okay. Alrighty. Hi, Blake. Drive safe. uh, Anthony, hello. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and just get started. People can scroll back if they're just joining us. That's Colin, Irwin. I don't have a ton lined up to talk about. I thought I was going to have a few more things to show off. Oh, man. I got lightheaded there real quick. I thought I was going to have a few more things to show off, and I didn't have parts for all of them, so they're not going to be in the sneak peek today. But I do have some stuff, and I'm gonna talk about a bunch of Cerakote stuff. So we got a decent amount to talk about, but not a ton. The Google Sheet is already posted. The link to that is in there, and you can kind of see. It's really hard to take a photo of the 3 pens that we're giving away, so we'll briefly go over those two at some point, so you can kind of hopefully see them a little bit better, because the photo that I took was the best one that I could take. The colors are a little bit difficult, but let's start things off with. I'm going to start things off with the blue titanium stuff that went up for sale. Shoot, what was it? Was it yesterday? I don't even. My days have just basically just completely run together. So I think it was. Here, I can look at the date. Yeah, yesterday. Bunch of people were like, "Oh, I didn't even." I clicked on it and it's sold out. Yes, it sold out really quickly for a couple of reasons. One, people like that color and jumped on it right away for the standard size. Excuse me. Two, the Cerakote stuff, some of these like test colors are like real small batches. So that one I think was 14 total pieces for that color. Um, Basically, there's 2 different sizes of Cerakote that you can get. You can get a little tester, which is like I think it's 3 or 3.5 ounces of paint. And our Cerakote applicator can use a tester on about 15 to 20 pens. So, so we didn't know what that color was gonna do for us. Like, we didn't really know what it was gonna look like on our pens, and he didn't know how it would flow because it goes on real dry. Um, so we just did a test batch of that. So The batch is smaller. There is a, it is likely that we will do some more of that blue titanium color on the standard size pins. Probably not. Well, I don't want to say definitely not on frag grips, but probably not, just because I don't know how many frag grips we have left right now. But we'll do that color. It seems really popular on the standard size, so we'll do that. We'll do some of those again. But we are sold out. So I got a bunch of emails this morning. I think there's one left of the pocket modal, and then we're sold out of that color for, I don't want to say a long time, just for now. Like, I don't know when I'll get more out to him and to get back. We have other stuff that's basically lined up at the Cerakote or recently back. So, so that's kind of like why that color is sold out already. We didn't have a lot of it. Super was a lot more popular than I thought it would be. Having said that, multiple batches of the next, or most of the next like 3 or 4 batches of Cerakote stuff that we're going to sell are going to be between like 14 and 20 pens per pen style of each color. Basically, it just depends on what, on the amount of pens that he could get per color. Because we're testing new colors and we don't want him to have to buy a whole like quart or whatever the big size is, because it's expensive. So we just did a bunch of testers of the 3.5 ounce stuff, so he can just spray that, see if we like it. If we do, then we can get a bunch of pens in that color. So a lot of these next like 3, 4, besides the stuff that we do for our anniversary edition, a lot of these next several sets are going to be, or next colors are going to be in like limited numbers. Just so people are aware. I'll put it out on here, and I guess I'll probably write about it in the newsletter too, just so other people are aware, because we had some confusion, like, oh my gosh, this is sold out already. If it's a popular color in the next couple releases for Cerakote stuff, it's probably going to sell out relatively quickly. So just be forewarned. Having said that, we'll go ahead and just switch over since I've got the stuff ready to go. I don't know how easy it is for you to see these. So here's 2 of the upcoming colors that we're going to be doing. And hopefully I have most of these back this week. They'll definitely be up on this. Well, I'm not going to say they're definitely going to be up on the site for a couple of different reasons that I'll address here in a minute. So we'll break down the 2 different colors. On the left is, it's a Cerakote color called Crocodile, hence the laser etching on the bottom of the Speedster of a crocodile. So it's called Crocodile. I didn't know what it was going to look like. Our applicator described it to me. It's very similar to the Blue Platinum, except it's a green. So it's like green with a gold like metallic underneath it. It is super, super, I don't even know. Like, let's see if we can. It's so hard to see the iridescent either way. Like, this is crazy looking. It's so cool. Super, super cool. I'm not a big fan of metallics, but this looks really, really cool. Yeah, there is a bronze that's a metallic. This is kind of like a green, a light green that's a metallic. So we got the crocodile on the left, and on the right is the OD green that we used last time on the inks. This is the mil-spec OD green. This is the mil-spec OD green on the cars. This is going to be a Veterans Day release, hopefully. Because we are actually like in the works to move to the new website. And so if when I say big if all that stuff happens, if the move to the new website happens and functions and goes off properly, and on Monday I'm able to, on the new website, put these up, the ones on the right, the Veterans Day, the Odie Green release, will go up on that day. It might be a couple days later, depending on the website. We have, again, a limited supply of all of these that are here. Like I've got like 15 of each of the pens, I think 14 or 15 of each of the pens. And then I've got like, I think I have 15 of these. These are actually like, they have the date on them. Are we going to be able to, is it going to focus? They have the date, 11 October 24, and they're numbered so many of 15. So this is like number 11 of 15, because there's 15 total speedsters that are in the mil-spec Odie Green. These aren't numbered. We're only going to number like the stuff that was like actual limited edition stuff. So, and then, but I only have like I think we have 15 of each of the pins of the crocodile, and then I think I have like maybe 20 of the speedsters in the crocodile. So that's kind of where we're at with like the Cerakote stuff. These are two of the next releases that we're doing. These are the two next releases, but I have a whole list of other colors that we're going to be doing as well. Like I've got a huge list. I'll see if I can grab that. I don't have that one with me, so if I can like take a minute here, like at some point, and go grab it, I'll grab the that last blue titanium one that's in there, and I can show it on camera here in a couple minutes. So those two green ones are going to be the two next releases. I'm trying to remember what other colors we have. There's the three that we're giving away, that we're doing on the giveaway this week. So these are obviously K-Series pens. This pen with the blood orange, I actually have EDKs of this as well, this color. So we will have some EDKs in the blood orange. I'm just waiting on clips or clickers for those. We're out of clickers. These two, the ice blue and, was it going to focus? I don't know. The ice blue and the black cherry right now are only available and will only be available in the next like couple weeks in K-Series stuff. I don't know that we're going to have camo quite yet. Our applicator has talked to us about doing camo stuff. He just has to figure out the stenciling for the pens. He does camo on big stuff, but he hasn't done any camo on something small like small and round like our pens. So he said he'd try to figure that out in the future if we wanted to do something like that. I just haven't moved forward with it because it's not on the top of his list. He's really busy, and it's, you know, in the short term, it's not something we're going to do yet. We probably are going to do some more distressed pins in the bronze color and a couple other different colors. Distressed bolts and distressed modals. And then that's like future, probably if we do stuff like that, that's going to be December timeframe. It would be a layered, probably 2 or 3 color camo. Base color would probably be the Odie, and then there would be black and FDE. Like basically it would be Odie green, FDE, tan, and black all mixed together. And it's going to be more like a traditional, like old school camo, like I think is what he said. We will have more ultra black stuff before Black Friday. Um, yeah, it's going to be more of a traditional woodland camo than the um, whatever pixelated stuff that they use now on the whatever it is, the multi fat, I forget what it's called. Whatever the military calls it now, it's changed names 250 different times. Um, so, like, segueing kind of into the anniversary stuff, since it's also going to be Cerakote. This is our 16-year anniversary, and we're going to be doing. The plan is to do. Um, you guys, wow, this is gonna be great when people read the transcript. If anybody rewatches the videos and they read the transcripts, see you guys fighting each other. The plan is to do to do some sets. Like we're gonna, so I have pocket cubes that I'm gonna get Cerakoted in a gray, um, and um, and then pens in gray, and then I'm looking at getting some red felt inserts for the big pocket. We're gonna put the red felt in there, and then the pins will have red hardware on the gray, and so it'll be like a set of like a cube and a modal in matching sniper gray Cerakote with red hardware. They'll be numbered, and it'll be like a set of 16. Like there'll be 16 of them that are done. We're gonna do like 2 sets, and one of them is gonna be the opposite colorway. It's gonna be like a red cube or pocket cube, and then a red. I don't remember if it's gonna be another red pen. And then we're gonna release some. We are gonna release some pens by themselves. We're gonna release. We're gonna have an ink, a decograph, bolt, modal, and EDK maybe. I don't remember exactly. I have my notes in the other room. I apologize. So there's going to be sets available. There's going to be pens available. There's going to be Pen Club exclusives available. We're not going to have that much red stuff available on the regular site. Any of the red Cerakote stuff, most of the red Cerakote stuff is going to be Pen Club exclusive, including like a red Speedster and pen set with like custom engraving. And I think we're going to do white wall wheels on those. We're going to they're going to be special. So I have it all planned out. It's all ready to go. It's going to be a bunch of Cerakote stuff. That's going to be the anniversary release. We're hoping to have that done and on the website right after Black Friday. So basically we'll go through the next couple weeks. We'll have a bunch of Cerakote stuff leading up to Black Friday. We'll have a bunch of ultra black stuff like we always do for Black Friday, and a site-wide. I don't know if we'll do a site-wide sale. We'll do a site-wide sale, but most of the releases will be ultra black stuff, and then some custom black. There's a black color, black gold Cerakote that looks super cool that we're going to release for Black Friday, and then right after that, between the last couple days of the month, we'll release the anniversary sets at the end of November, and then going into December will be like other. I don't want to say other stuff. We'll have other releases, specifically a bunch of vertexes. I think we have a bunch more grip section options that we're going to have in December on bolts and modals. Hopefully the bolt release, the re-release of the full color bolts is going to be in December. That's been pushed back because of sourcing Cerakote right now, or sourcing anodized right now. So that's kind of the way things are going for this next month. There's going to be Cerakote releases between now and Black Friday, then our Black Friday sale, then our anniversary stuff will go up right after that. And like I said, it's going to be a lot of like smaller sized quantities of the Cerakote stuff for the time being. We might do a big color, like a big release of a color that's really popular in December. We likely will, like probably a big, the distressed stuff in a larger size, like the steampunk ones that we did before. We'll probably revisit that in modals and in bolts in larger batches, and then have some of the more popular colors like the blue titanium on pens again. Maybe with a different clip color than we have right now. All right, so before we like segue into something else, I'm gonna mention the giveaway. Please go fill out the giveaway. The link is tagged up in the top. I'm gonna go see if I can grab that that blue titanium pen before we move on to another topic. I have to figure out what that other topic is. I'm gonna switch this, and you guys can talk amongst yourself really quick while I go get that other thing. Okay, I'm back. No, JR, I still spam everybody with near daily newsletters. We haven't had one today because I've been so busy. I've been working on the new website, a whole bunch, and so I haven't. It's possible. Send me your email address, JR. Email me, paul@karascustoms.com with your email address, and I'll see. It's possible that your email address was flagged for, I don't know, any variety of different things. People have them get blocked for all kinds of, I don't know, for all kinds of reasons. All right, so there's the blue one. It's probably really difficult to see the shine on that too, but it does have metallic on it. The description that I included directly from their website is a pretty good description. It's like a ocean blue with like metallic in it. And I do think that that's a pretty accurate representation of the actual color. It's officially blue. It's called blue platinum or blue titanium. It's called blue titanium. Like that's their color. That's their name for it. H185, I think, is the number of it. Right now we only have it on. We did standard size modals, pocket modals, and then I'm going to have some EDKs as soon as I get clickers from Germany. Like they're still had to remake the batch. But as soon as I get the clickers in, we'll have a batch of about 15 or 16 EDKs in that color as well. That'll be available. So yeah. Okay. I remembered what the one of the other topics was going to be. Had a lot of questions sent via email about shipwreck stuff, and if you haven't heard, we are going to have a batch of shipwreck pens available. Well, it should be pretty soon. Again, website dependent next week, towards the end of next week or the beginning of the week after. This batch is going to be a bunch of inks, and then I have some standard smooth standard size modals, and I think there are a few. I think there are 8 or 9 of the frag modals in there. Oh wait, no, they're bolts. I think they're bolts. Yeah, sorry, bolts. Smooth bolts and frag bolts. I don't have a lot of modals because we tested some, and we saw like they sold those on Instagram. They were fine putting them together, but we didn't know for sure how they would be, so we'll probably have them the next batch, some modals in the next batch. Yeah, we're really like our website now, like we have to, like, we've been attempting to get moved to a much more robust website, but also a website that is more user friendly, especially on mobile, and so it's just like it's the biggest priority for us, and one of the main things that we're attempting to do is we're doing the biggest holdup that we've had recently is historic user and order information, being able to import that stuff so that you guys can sign up, excuse me, potentially sign up for like log in by resetting your user information, and you'll have all your order information there, or at least we'll be able to access it for you and tell you how many orders you have, whatever. Like, we ran into a bunch of issues with exporting the user information and order information. And then when we tried to import it, every time we tried to import it, it was giving us corrupted, the database files corrupted. So it's our website, the guy that actually knows how to do website stuff that we've basically hired to do stuff just for this, not our old website. He's only worked on this website. He thinks he hopefully found a workaround, or not a workaround. He found a way to fix it. So he's working on that now. Hopefully that gets rectified in the next couple of days, and I can push forward with the work that I need to do to get all of the products retagged, and there's like several different things that I need to do behind the scenes on the back end of the site so that we can go live with that. So if all of that stuff takes place and we're able to move through and get all that stuff done in the next, hopefully in the next like 2 or 3 days, then come next week, a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about and showing off here will be released on the new website, as opposed to the old website. And in the short term, we're basically just taking the old website, delisting it, not having it available to the public, but it'll be hosted, parked on a domain that we own, so that I can log in and reference things and still like have access to it in the short term. It'd be just because we haven't been able to really effectively like find a way to get, I don't know. Eventually, I'd just like to be able to take the database the fully remove the database and just kind of be able to have a offline visual of it so that I can refer to different ways that I worded product and things that we've released in the past. Because it's really difficult. It was very difficult the last time we moved websites to remember, like, oh, what is this colorway called? Which ones have we actually released? Just in terms of like product representation, I don't have a full catalog. We've moved computers and I've lost files, so having access to the old website would be ideal. We'll see if that happens. So there's a lot that's kind of like in flux currently, but if everything goes to plan, the 2 Cerakote releases that I showed today, and then the shipwreck stuff should be the next 3 things that we release on the website. All right, so trying to remember what else. I don't know exactly what else I had because I was going to bring in more stuff, and then I realized I didn't have it to bring in. Some of it's not back from the anodizer, some of it's not back from Cerakote, some of it's not done on, like the batch hasn't been finished being machined. We are still working on Ultem vertexes. I know that's a question I get almost every single time. Are you going to have Ultem vertexes? They're still being machined. I think the bodies are done, and I think the grips are done. And I think right now they're working on Josh is working on the caps. So that is like the next, one of the next things that people, especially people that like fountain pens, have been asking about. We are going to have a whole bunch of like one-off, not in terms, like they're basically a bunch of test batch poured vertexes that we did, that basically either Zoe did or G did when Zoe showed her how to pour them, that are like, we have to go sort through all of them and find out which ones are salvageable and which ones we have to scrap. And there's going to be a bunch of those that we're going to release, just really small batches, anywhere between like, some of them only have like 4 or 5 of them, up to like 10 or 11 random colors. They'll just be released. They're going to be like kind of like sale pricing release. Like they're going to be priced at like $70, just like functional. They're fine. They're not damaged or anything like that. They're just going to be like, we're going to blow them out just to kind of get them out of here. Yeah, the distressed bronze is the bronze color. We've released it before a couple different times. When they do the distressed batch, basically they do the Cerakote bronze. It's called burnt bronze. They do a coat of that, and then they partially bake it on, and then they spray on black, a very like uneven coat of black or whatever color. It can be any color. The second color can be any color. The base coat could be any color, but like the distressed bronze is like the bronze and then black over the top of it. And they partially bake the black on, which finish cures the bronze underneath. And then they take it out and they hand remove, like basically in uniform, like they basically hand remove parts of the black. So it like streaks and leave voids, and it looks... the pens that we used last time had a bunch of big chunks out of them. And we did that again this time, so that like when they streak it away, like it leaves behind black inside these like things that have been out of them. They're kind of made to look like they're old, the outside is beat up, but it's like a steampunk kind of, I don't know. They were huge. The ones that we did the bolts. It was a mistake. They fell off the back of a truck. And when I say they fell off the back of a truck, I mean that the person that was driving them to the anodizer left them on his tailgate, the whole bin of bolts. They fell off the back of his truck, and he drove to the anodizer and picked up the anodize and realized he left them behind on the ground. And when he came back, they'd been driven over because they were in the street. and it had big chunks and stuff out of them. And so we basically sanded off the really sharp edges of that initial batch, and then anodized them, and then they distressed them, and so it looked very unique with like voids out of them and stuff, and then the distressed look on the outside. And so we've kind of replicated that by taking some of the aluminum pens that had a poor finish on them already, and like banging them around and dinging them up, and sending those off. And so they'll be like a similar thing where it's going to be kind of dinged up and force distressed. And the last time it was a huge hit, people like big time, like I think we ended up, we only did like 50 of them initially. We had like 150 pens that were messed up, and we sent 50 out to be done because we had no idea how they would sell. And I think like the first 50 like sold out almost right away. And so we're like, oh, well, we'll just do the rest of them. So I think we ended up selling like 150 of those pens. They're super popular. They look really unique. It's a great colorway too. The distressed bronze is one of the best colorways. So we'll do some of those. Somebody asked a question about Cerakote. Yes, it is. The Cerakote that we use is actual Cerakote from the company Cerakote. And depending on the series that they use, some of the stuff does not need to be cured on. It hardens without being cured. Most of the stuff that we use requires curing, in an oven, anywhere between 185 and like 375, depending on like the series. Because I think Elite Series and E Series, which is like Elite Series, and H Series and C Series are all like cured at a different rate. I think C Series actually doesn't need to be one of the series doesn't have to be cured in an oven. It can just be sprayed on and left to cure, and it cures. And then the other two require curing in an oven. Almost all the stuff that we have, in fact, I think everything that we've sold so far requires oven curing. So one of the reasons why we use an actual applicator and don't do it in-house, the other is like you really need a clean room or a very, very, very clean environment. And having attempted to do that years ago in our shop, it's just not possible for us to accomplish that. There's too many particulates in the air. We would have to build a secondary facility to do something like that, and it's just not in the works right now. So we send it out, they do it for us. They're better at it anyway because that's their job. That's all they do. The company that we use here locally, they only do Cerakote. Yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna go. I'm exhausted. I'm also just like kind of like scatterbrained because I got tons of stuff going on. So we're gonna move to the Q&A section, and I'm just gonna say once again, don't forget, please complete the sheet to be drawn for a chance to win the giveaway. That way everybody has a chance to get in on the action. You don't have to be present to win, so if you're not in the chat when you do it, that's fine. I'll contact you with the email address provided and get your shipping information. But if you don't fill it out, you don't have a chance to win. So, and there's no purchase necessary. So it's not like the lottery where you have to buy in a chance to win. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and go into the Q&A section. Just to head everybody off the pass, nope, we do not have any Zerk pens or anything like that. No, none of that. Zerk is not on deck or in the plan at any point in time. So we got that out of the way. Now we don't have to address that question. All other questions can be asked at this time. Go. Maybe we won't have any questions today. That would be insane. Oh man, no questions? Wow. This is going to be crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I'm going to have to actually go back and do some work. Or maybe the chat's just not working. Oh, no, somebody. Damn the steal. I'm going to damn the steal you, Colin. Brian, I apologize. I got your email, and I have a draft written up in response to you, and I'm really sorry that I have not gotten back to you. I feel awful about it. I've been extremely busy. I'll finish the email this weekend and have it sent back to you. I gotta read through it again. I gotta get together with Bill one more time, and then I'll message you back and give you an official yes, no, we'll figure things out going forward. I apologize. That's my fault. You sent me the email, and it's on my list of things. It's actually pretty high on my list of things. It's just I have not gotten through the few things above it yet. The website has largely taken up, and then the anniversary planning stuff has taken up so much of my time. We've actually, funnily enough, that you should say that, Colin, we've actually talked about not Damasteel, but what's the stuff that's like the copper stuff? It's like copper or brass or bronze. I forget the name of it. It's a similar type product. I'm sure you guys know the name of it. It has a specific name. I feel like it starts with an M. Now I can't find it. I don't remember. Other manufacturers have used it on their pens. Oh man, why can't I remember now? Makumi? Yeah. Yeah, whatever that Makumi stuff is. Yeah. Yes, Makumi. So Bill and I have talked about using that on something potentially smallish, based off of the price. Buttons, sliders, I don't know, bolt knobs, excuse me, ink grips, probably not a whole pen because it would be extremely expensive to do a whole pen. But yeah, we've discussed using that on some things recently. Not Damascus. None of the tie stuff is going to be in the works in the short run, probably. I doubt. I'm not going to say never, but in the short term. But we did specifically, Bill did specifically bring up Makumi. But yeah, we just had a rep here that had a materials rep come in, and he was like, "Oh, we have this stuff," and so Bill asked for a quote, got a quote on that stuff. So it's expensive. It is really expensive. So that stuff is a possibility, but probably not until next year. Definitely not until next year. There's no way we could implement it before the end of the year. We're just not. We don't have any machines that are that are tooled up to do any of the stuff that we could use that stuff for. So, all right. Other questions before we do the drawing? If you haven't, again, I'll bring it up again. Make sure you complete the web form, the Google sheet that's up there, the Google form that's up that's pinned at the top, so you can get your chance to win. I know I'm not as like on top of things in my normal like charming self. I'm a little bit out of it. I apologize again. Boy, I feel like I didn't even write notes down. Like I have like just my leftover notes from the week here, and I didn't write anything. Reactor series? Oof, I don't know about that one. Bill and I talk about it frequently, and I honestly don't really know where that one lies right now. I don't want to say we're never going to come back to that series. It's far more likely that we will at some point streamline those pens and re-release them. But having said that, I don't know when that would be. It's one of the things that Bill and I haven't talked about in a while now. We've discussed new products, we've discussed product diversification and stuff like that, but we really haven't talked about the reactor probably in over a year. But it's not out of the realm of the possibility that we could potentially revisit that pen. And again, like I said, I would imagine the first thing we would do would be streamline the design of it, and not have like 4 specific models, quote unquote, in terms of like different aesthetic designs and different links. Would probably just have like one exterior design, and then have the standard version, standard size, standard length version, and then like a smaller pocket version. And I think they'd probably all have clips on them instead of having a clipless one and a clipped one. That's probably what we would do. Jay Bright, if you click the link at the top, there's a photo of them. Click that form at the top that's pinned at the top, and it explains the giveaway and shows a photo of the 3 pens that we're giving away to winners. No, Lopan, we don't have any titanium. I think the only titanium stuff that I have, I have 30 bolts that have to be hand sanded. Like the finish is really, really rough, so we have to basically like hand sand them with like an extremely aggressive media to make the finish, the outside, more uniform before we tumble them. Otherwise, we don't have any titanium stuff. We don't have any titanium material. We don't have any plans to release any more titanium stuff except for the random stuff that's been built that we have to touch up some way. That's what a lot of the pens that we did faceting on, a lot of them had finishes that we just couldn't fix without like remachining them. And so we just decided to facet over the top of the finish imperfections. I know one of the plans, hopefully we can do, is do some faceting and then anodize the faceted pens. That's something that I know we've talked about G and I have talked about in the past. It's just hasn't been something that we could get to, because she can only do so many faceted pens in a day, and I have not had the chance to set up the anodizing station yet. And it also needs to be it needs to be up front, out of the shop, and somewhere where we can do it, and then just like set the pens aside and kind of go from there. So that's probably not going to happen until next year either. Yeah, I mean, that's what we started with. I think now she uses something else. Like Bill's like kind of made her a setup for faceting things, like a full on, like basically it's got a foot pedal and like mounts and all kinds of different things. All right, any other questions? I feel like things are a little bit, everybody's kind of in the same, taking things slow. Like it's just one of those weird Fridays. Black Delrin Vertex grip sections. I don't know if we're gonna do that. That's the one I'm gonna have to talk to Bill about, doing Vertex grip sections out of Delrin, white and black. I don't know why we haven't done it in the past. It's possible I don't know why. I don't have the answer for that one. So maybe not. Like I said, I'll have to talk to Bill. That's one that whenever there's a question about Delrin, I have to get with the machinist first, just because sometimes that material does not want to be machined in the method that we are machining it in. So that is the biggest issue, is like sitting there and going, okay, can I actually, is there a way for us to hold on to it? Like if we do the operation and we start it here and we do the inside and then we machine the outside and then we have to turn it around and grab it. Like, is it going to crush because that material is so flexible? All those questions in terms of like stability while machining, all of those are Bill and Josh questions. So, yeah, I don't want to say no. I'm not going to say no. I refuse to say no, but, or to say yes on this one. This one's kind of an up in the air. It's one of those questions that I just don't have the capacity to answer. The only other issue that would be really difficult with it is like that one would still need to have the O-ring put in, and putting O-rings in the solid colors. Holy God Almighty, that is really, for whatever reason, like getting the O-rings inside the colors that are not translucent or transparent is a pain in the butt. The dark green ones, it's so difficult to get the O-rings to fit right. It's really helpful to be able to see through to make sure that they're fit in there, because otherwise when you go to like put them together, they just pop out. So, and that one would need an O-ring in there. I mean, you wouldn't have to have one, but to be able to have the same functionality, we need one. High polished ball burnished aluminum. Like, we're not going to do ball burnishing on any aluminum stuff. If we were to release a raw aluminum pen, it would legitimately be like straight off the machine, with nothing else done to it. So it would be like, we've done that in the past where we've taken like the raw pens off the machine and just gone with those. Like, picked the best ones that didn't have any kind of had the fewest surface finish imperfections. If we were going to do raw pens, we would do them direct off the machine. We wouldn't try to polish the aluminum. It's so difficult It is the tiniest little, like if you rub them together. So like you have to, when you screw them together, like if you take the two pens, you've got two polished aluminum pens and you're carrying them. You need to carry two of them like this, because the minute you put them like this and they touch, there's a mark on the pens. It's every time with raw aluminum. And so polishing them or burnishing them or doing anything to them before, like we would have to basically do that, put them individually together into like a bag. And so just doing them straight off the machine in the rawest format, basically these are like hot off the presses type aluminum, and like branding it that way is probably the closest that we'll ever get to burnished or high polished aluminum. We might do like sandblasted aluminum instead of tumbled aluminum, which looks totally different. I'm potentially going to see if we can do some blasted aluminum stuff in a raw state, because that looks really super cool. And we have thought, yes, Jay, I have attempted to do a like the way that they do the Macrolon, the way that the Lamy 2000 has like the lines on there. Bill is convinced that they mold the Macrolon in molds that have those lines in there. I don't know. I'm not a material engineer, so I can't comment on that. But he's looked at my Lamy 2000. He's like, they got to be molding this like to get it that way. Like basically, because Macrolon is molded. Like our grips are Macrolon. The Vertex grips that are plastic are actually polycarbonate Macrolon. It's the same. The molding company uses, I think Macrolon's DuPont, and uses DuPont Macrolon, not just unbranded polycarbonate. And so you can mold it with stuff like that in there. And then, so he thinks that they molded those instead of machined them, and then hand created that finish on there. I don't know. Like, I'm not, I don't have any insight into that. I don't know if that's what Lamy does or doesn't do, or did or didn't do. Maybe they didn't used to and then they do now. I don't know. They do make a lot of them, and it would make the most amount of sense if that's how they made them. It would definitely be the cheapest way to make those parts, is to make the finish on the outside that way. It would make them far more uniform. But I don't know. We would not do that finish on Delrin. Couldn't do it. It would, Delrin, once it scratches, especially black Delrin, it really likes to, get a sharp edge. They sand it on a belt sander. It's super uniform. Like it's, looking at it, if that's how they do it, that's great. Doing that same thing on Delrin would not be, is not something, the material itself is not right. It's just different enough where it likes to get a hard edge whenever it gets the tiniest scratch. And by hard edge, I mean like it likes to scratch and pill up. Even tiny, tiny, tiny scratches like to have almost like a tooth to it. And so it would not have that same finish. We've messed around with different tumbling mediums besides the one that we use now, like smaller size ceramic beads and tumbling them dry. or potentially walnut shells, stuff like that. So we've messed around with a lot of different ways to do that on dry sanding. We've done dry sanding on Black Delrin just to see what that did. Our best option right now is to make it as smooth and as uniform as possible is the current method of tumbling that we use. So I don't see us moving away from that in the short term. So, but we'll continue to test different things out. I feel like every batch of Black Delrin pens that we do, we end up like testing a new surface treatment just to see what we can do with it. Most of them are not very, most of them are abject failures. The best ones are different tumbling methods. They create a different look based off of the medium and whether or not it's a wet tumble or a dry tumble, how much time, whether it ends up polishing them or making them like more distressed looking. So, all right. Any other questions? One more time. We got the live stream giveaway. Make sure to complete the link at the top of the chat. I'm going to go ahead and set up for the drawing while we wait so we can get that one done. Oh, I wanted to apologize. I was going to do a live stream on my phone, on Facebook or something like that. But I've been swamped today. Just absolutely crushed with work. So that's still a top priority for me to go ahead and do like a shop tour on a stream, whether it's on, however I could get it up and running. That's still something that I want to do. It's just with all the website stuff that's going on, until I get the website up and running, I don't think that's going to be something that I'm going to have the bandwidth to do. But I haven't forgotten it. It was supposed to be like, it was like, yes, I'm going to do it before. And then like when we talked last month and then this month, it's just like, this is definitely not happening today. Hopefully everything goes smoothly with our website, and I can go ahead and do that in the sooner rather than later, like potentially before Black Friday. It would be nice to get that out of the way before Black Friday or right after, between the holidays. That way it would be excuse me. All right, let's see. Last chance for anybody. Wanting to sign up for the giveaway. Because I'm going to poll the people. I'm going to pull your information. And no plan survives con. That's not true. I've had plans that survived contact with the enemy, like legit contact with the enemy. So sometimes the plan does, but when you get enough enemy, absolutely. And right now the website is a great big massive enemy. Hi Retro. All right, let's see here. What was I doing? All right, last call. If you're gonna sign up, you've got like 60 seconds to sign up for the sheet, and then I'm gonna run it. All right, we're doing this thing. Is that everybody? That's everybody. Nope, that's the wrong thing. That's the right thing. Okay. All right, here we go. Wish everybody luck. And the winners are Sean Murphy, winner number 1. Bob Arnson, winner number 2. Amanda, winner number 3. Those are the 3 winners. And you know, like if all of you want one color, it doesn't matter. I'll put other ones together. I just wanted to show those 3 colors off. So if you all pick the same color, it is here, neither here nor there. So yeah, so 3 winners. Sean Murphy is winner number 1. Bob Arnson, winner number 2. And Amanda, winner number 3. Hopefully, congrats everybody to the winners. If you're not still in the chat, no worries. Like I said, I'll send out an email if I haven't heard from you in the short term. If you are in the chat, just shoot me an email with your shipping information, paul@karascustoms.com. Having said that, these are all roller balls, and they're set up. I guess I should show this off too. This is just the versions that to me look the best. So I had these set up like this. So the ice blue I had with a brass grip. The blood orange has a copper grip. It's going to be a pain in the ass for you to see them. And then the black cherry also had a copper grip. That's what I have right now. I do have some raw aluminum grips or some tumbled grips, and I have some black grips as well. And I tried several of them with the black, and they just didn't look very good for whatever reason. I don't know. These colors look a lot better with the brass and copper. So if you don't want the brass and copper on yours and would rather have an aluminum one, you'll have to let me know in your email. But yeah, send me an email, paul@karascustoms.com, with your shipping information and your selection of one of those 3 colors. Thank you everybody for being here. Then again, those pins are going to be available. I'm trying to think. Those pins are. I need a calendar. This year has gone by so fast. I'm like, what week are we on? When's Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving is 3 weeks from yesterday. So yeah, so those pins will probably be available before Thanksgiving to purchase. So if you like some of those, they're not going to be available next week. So if they're available, if they're going to go up, they're going to go up the week of the 18th. And they're going to be another one of those, like, we're basically all of the, excuse me, I have hiccups. All of the K-Series pens that we have left are just being, like, blown out at, like, half price. So those are going to be $60, which is half. Cerakote EDKs or Cerakote K-Series are normally $120, so they're going to be $60. And whatever grip section are going to be on them. They'll probably be similar to those. So the copper in those 2 and then the brass in the blue one. So if I have time, the website goes well, all the other releases are good. Those will go up for sale between sometime the week of the 18th. If not that week, they'll go up after Thanksgiving week. Just because I already have the releases planned out in my head. For Thanksgiving week, and I don't want to add anything else to that week. Like I've got it all not nailed down. All right, so there's that stuff, guys. Any last minute questions, concerns, or complaints? Otherwise, we're gonna wrap it up. And hopefully in the next couple weeks before the next live stream, we'll do a tour of the facilities, a live stream tour of the facilities. So that should happen once the website is good to go. That's the priority of the next live stream, is like a walkthrough. And depending on what day, we might actually stop by and say hi to like some of the employees and answer them some uncomfortable questions. Just kidding. All right, everybody. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate you being here. If you have any questions that you forgot to ask, you can go ahead and shoot them to me in an email or ask them down below. Brian, I will get back to you. I'll answer your email that you sent me. I apologize again for not responding to you. That's my fault. Keep your eyes peeled to the email. Keep your eyes peeled to the email for the Cerakote stuff that's coming. I'm hoping to have them up tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I'm hoping to have them up Monday, Tuesday at the latest. We have Trip. We have not started doing in-person events yet. It's on the schedule for us to do. We have done like pen meetups before, and we want to like implement those again. It just got really difficult to plan and execute this year with everything else we had going on, and with kind of like our staff shrinking down to like just 5 or 6 of us. So hopefully it's something that we can pull off next year, at least doing it quarterly. Yeah, you guys, daylight savings time. Sorry, it's 3 p.m. Arizona. I really apologize. We don't do the clock thing like the rest of you people. Nice, wonderful people that can do that. And apparently my thermostat is on your guys' time, because my thermostat also jumps around time-wise. No, Arizona does not do daylight savings time, so I apologize for some of you that here's the way to fix that. If you want to be informed about when we're going live, if you subscribe to our YouTube channel and you turn notifications on, then it won't matter that you forgot. You will get a notification of when we go live. But you can also remember that, yes, Arizona we do not honor daylight savings time. It is an abomination. All right. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, concerns, or complaints, you can email me, and I will not ignore you like I ignored Brian. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys soon. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here and making my Friday fun and pulling me away from the pain and suffering of the website. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you next time.